Alright guys, thank you for watching. In the video today, we have Sony planning to make 2 million PSVR 2s by March 2023. Google has officially and apparently killed Stadia, with a rumour of a Horizon multiplayer game in the works. And we have a rumour of Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 Remaster. What the Sony, are you serious? You cannot be serious, Sony. We'll take a look at this shortly. As usual, the links to the articles are down below in the description. So taking a look at the first piece of news, and quite exciting actually, because I think there's quite a few people looking forward to the PSVR 2, and we have Sony that are looking to manufacture 2 million PSVR 2 units by March 2023. So a very optimistic figure considering what we're all coming out of with constraints to supply chain, so very optimistic. And according to a report on Bloomberg, Sony Interactive Entertainment is looking to manufacture 2 million PSVR 2 units by March 2023. Mass production of the new virtual reality headset started in September this year and is yet to be met by supply chain constraints, which sounds fantastic and is great news for any hardware manufacturer. As noted by Wario64 on Twitter, the original PSVR took 8 months to sell 1 million units, and that doubled to 2 million in 14 months, and 5 million units of PSVR were sold by the end of 2020. So Sony is hoping that the ongoing PS5 shortage will be improved by early 2023, which is the release window for the PSVR 2. As such, the format holder is hoping that its new headset will give a shot in the arm to the PS5 sales, as well as PSVR 2 performing solidly by itself. Console manufacturer is also starting to ramp up its marketing efforts for PSVR 2, with a new trailer dropping last month, and Sony's Shuhei Yoshida recently claimed during an interview that indie developers will start taking more risks with PSVR 2. Can't wait myself for the PSVR 2 to land. Day one purchase, if I'm lucky enough to get one on release day. Cannot wait. Moving on to our next piece of news. So Google apparently has killed Stadia, leaving a gap in the market to be filled in cloud gaming. So Google officially killed Stadia and plans to shut down the service as of January the 18th, 2023. The streaming service is now just another in a long line of projects Google chooses to shutter before they could even get off the ground. And while Stadia's approach to streaming games for consumers was built on strong technology foundations, it hasn't gained It hasn't gained the traction with its users that we were expected. So we've made the decision, or the difficult decision, to begin winding down our Stadia streaming services. And that was a statement put out by Phil Harrison, the Vice President and General Manager of Stadia, in a blog post. Harrison continues to say that Google remains deeply committed to gaming, as it will continue to use the technology Stadia was built on in other branches of the company. Google Stadia launched in November 2019 with terrible lag issues, so bad that it spent its first year struggling to achieve the only thing it really promised, which was a playable and enjoyable gaming experience over streaming. Those issues were eventually fixed and its streaming capabilities improved, but the service still struggled to garner the audience necessary for it to really be considered a major player. It didn't help that the financial wall to get into Stadia for a long time stood far taller than many people were really willing to invest, a cost to get the controller and console, and then a subscription cost for the service. And on top of that, you then needed to pay a brand new price on older games. So for a service that had yet to really prove itself, all of that likely felt a little too far and too much hassle, especially when you're trying to convince people who may already have their own console to leave that behind. Of course, the tragic thing about Stadia is that when it actually worked, it really did prove its concept for being able to play any game in seconds with a few presses of a button. That's the only reason Stadia was really competing within the industry. It offered the best performance, even if it came at what many clearly felt to be an exuberant cost. Now that the competition is out of the way with Stadia, there's an opportunity and a gap which opens up a great opportunity for PlayStation to pick up the slack. While it only offers streaming at its premium tier in the new PlayStation Plus model, it's an area where Sony could look to improve, especially considering now that its streaming services haven't really improved since PlayStation Now, which was absorbed and rolled into the new PS Plus model. At least for the time being, Microsoft is doing everything it can to dominate the cloud gaming space. Even though Stadia failed, cloud gaming can't help but feel like an inevitable core part of gaming's future as we progress with technology. It would be prudent of Sony to start to put more stock in cloud gaming technology right now, which feels odd to say considering how long ago Sony PlayStation started offering game streaming when it originally launched PlayStation Now. However, at this point, the early start PlayStation had has seemingly been wasted as Microsoft has overtaken it in the cloud gaming space. It doesn't surprise me that Stadia is going to be shut down. It doesn't really have anything exclusive which is mainstream. It has no USB whatsoever, so no real surprise that it has closed, or is closing rather. Moving on to our next piece of news, we have rumours of a Horizon Zero Dawn PS5 remaster in development. Now this is really winding me up. A remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn for PS5 is currently in development at Guerrilla Games, according to a report on the MP First and later collaborated by VGC's Andy Robinson. Now, the remaster of the PS4 open world title will reportedly feature enhanced visuals that will bring it shoulder to shoulder with Horizon Forbidden West, with new character models, lighting, animations, features, etc. etc. Furthermore, it's also believed Horizon Forbidden West remaster will include new accessibility features, graphics modes, quality of life improvements, and like I said, etc. 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 Sony hasn't announced anything official about a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, but given its history with the likes of The Last of Us Part 1, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Uncharted: A Thief's End, we can't really rule anything out. Horizon Zero Dawn was originally released for the PS4 in 2017, 6 years ago. It kickstarted a brand new franchise following numerous Killzone titles during the PS3 era. Now, we also have a TV show based on Horizon Zero Dawn, which is currently in development at Netflix, with Steve Blackman helming the production. Details are thin on the ground right now, but it's been confirmed that Aloy will feature as one of the main characters of the TV show. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if this rumour is indeed true about the PS5 remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn, with a view that the remaster will be ready for release around the same time as the launch of the TV show. I expect this now, take note, I expect this for every single TV show and movie which is being made by Sony, which is based on a first-party studio game. Any time we get the mention of a story of a movie or a TV show, expect a remaster. So my next question to you guys: do you think we're going to get a Ghost of Tsushima upgrade remaster? We've already had the director's cut. Just imagine that. We know we're getting a movie, right? Are we going to get a remaster? Chances are we probably are. I wouldn't put it past Sony to put out a remaster of Ghost of Tsushima. If Sony had announced a release or information of 10 or 15 new games, right? Brand new games. Forget Spider-Man 2, forget Wolverine, but more. Something we haven't heard of. 10, 15, 10, 12, 14, 15 games, new IPs. And if Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster was one of them, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind with that, because we've got a whole bunch of new games. It's the fact that we're not hearing anything from Sony about all their supposed mountain of games that are sitting on. We don't hear anything, and yet we keep hearing about all these remasters and ports coming out. It is frustrating. Where are all the new games? Where are all the new IPs? That's the problem. Like I say, if Sony announces multiple games and new IPs all coming out within the next 2 to 3 to 4 years, and a couple of them or a few of them happen to be remasters, it doesn't really bother me. I'm not that bothered. The concern is I'm not hearing enough about the new stuff. Those that want the remaster will get it. Those that don't will not buy it. It's not a problem. But Sony, tell us what you're doing. Tell us about all the games. Anyway, I don't want this to be about a rant. So moving on to our next piece of news, but sticking with the Horizon theme, following news that Horizon Zero Dawn is reportedly getting a remaster for the PS5, MP First is also claiming via an unnamed source that Guerrilla Games is developing a Horizon multiplayer game for the PS5 and PC. A separate report on VGC has revealed that Guerrilla Games has been wanting to expand the Horizon series with a multiplayer title, with co-op having originally been planned for the Horizon Zero Dawn game before being scrapped. The feature was also planned for Horizon Forbidden West, but it was saved for a standalone title or a Horizon 3 game. As with Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, Sony hasn't actually announced anything about a Horizon multiplayer game, so take this with a pinch of salt for the time being, and we'll see what happens over time. Okay guys, that's going to do it for the video. Thank you very much for watching. On your way out, do me a favour, hit the like, bell and subscribe buttons. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.